Check, check. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. It's been about 4 days since we were last live. It's the holiday season. You know, I went to my family's yesterday. Before that, I was just taking a couple days off. Um, we did have a little bit of price action during those days, but I wanted to kind of see what happened going forward before I kind of updated. You know, we've been kicking pretty hard with the streams lately, so a little bit of a break is always healthy. I won't say I'm very awake right now. I'm definitely still in my tired phase of the morning. You know, because I woke up around like I don't know, like 11. So I've just been laying in bed all day. To be honest with you, let's go ahead and hop over here. So you might see a difference in the camera here. So I put some thought into it, and a buddy of mine, his wife, really likes photography. So I'm cutting them a deal and I'm selling them my camera. And I've been thinking about doing this for a while because it's a very expensive camera, which obviously looks very nice on the streams, but it's way overkill for what we do here. Maybe in the future, you know, I might do something if the channel gets bigger, might add a little more production value, might do a little short snippet videos in the future. But for right now, just for live streaming, I think, you know, a little webcam is plenty fine. It's the settings are a little bit wonky, so let me know if I need to kick out the brightness or something, if it's too dark. Depending on which screen I have it on, it's different. So like on my main screen here, it looks absolutely fine in terms of brightness. But if I put it over here, it looks dark as shit. So I don't know. Let me know. But I'm not gonna put too much thought into it. Not here to show off and brag about big expensive cameras. So we got a massive dumpy. I do, you do, we all do. We all have massive dumpies. So Bitcoin did put in a lower low this morning. So there is the possibility of a little bit of a retest to the upside. We'll see how that goes into the future. I won't be taking any long hedges here. I already have the long open. None of my longs got closed out. I'm using a 3% stop loss. So just to put that into perspective here, my stop loss for BTC is down at about 16,288. That's where my stop loss is. And then for Ethereum, my stop loss is, do I have that marked out correctly? My stop loss is down here at about 1134. Not exact, but you know, just measuring it out. About right there. But yeah, we're cruising to the downside. You love to see it. You know, it always feels good when we see an ABC. We spot it ahead of time. We take the controlled move, the controlled risk associated with what the market's perceivably telling us, and we're right about it. I'm not saying that I'm right and I predicted the market. All right, we were just noticing a couple different things across the board. We were noticing the US 100, the SPY, the DXY starting to turn bullish, BTC and Ethereum putting in large ABC structures. Litecoin most significantly had a large ABC structure. Obviously Matic from a very macro perspective. So like that's what I'm saying. It's not the fact that we called it, it's the fact that we paid attention. That's the difference. So of course, like I said in the many other live streams that we had the past week, or last week I should say, we are now touching some of the local lows associated with this pullback. The first one for BTC being around 16,607. If we push down lower, obviously we have 15,960. And then last chance, 15,441. So we're sitting on a local low right now of the current uptrend. We could find support, obviously with us putting in a lower low on the current trend right here. All right, there's the possibility for a retest of the upside. What I'll be looking for is if this completes kind of an A structure, I'll be looking for the B structure. Hopefully it's of a significant size. Hopefully we get that C structure. From there, obviously I can't really take profit on my long position because we're already in one from that area. But if I get stopped out of it and then we put in a retracement back above that A position, I can hop back into that long with a little bit more confidence. Obviously, from a macro perspective, us being above 17,500, 600 is the best thing going forward, but the market's going to do what the market does. If we come back down below it, but if on the shorter time frames we do put in some sort of respective support, I can assume that we're kind of trying to find support in this region, and we could start to proceed to make a bottom. We could start looking at this as the possible B formation in a larger ABC. That could lead to a much larger dump in the future. This might be a current retest of trend, and then the next retest of the current high could be the possibility for a rejection and a complete utter meltdown. All right, and what I'm talking about is right here. Now it would suck most definitely, but if we trace this up to the upside as if this is our A, this to the downside as if this is our B, and like I said, this could turn into an A and a B and a C structure here, to even put some more formation into it, and then have a retest to the upside of that. That would definitely be a much larger ABC, something that I would be much more likely to see a much larger retest to the downside of, possibly coming back down and retesting these lows. Now, if we fail before then, I'm happy. I'm in majority of shorts right now. All right. And last week, that was not the case. We were in the Bitcoin and Ethereum long, and that was pretty much it. We maybe had one short on the board, but some of them were getting kicked out. Now, if we look at my trades here, I have a Litecoin trade open, Ethereum trade open, Bitcoin trade open, Matic trade open. Now, Matic, I'm using, a fourth of the margin that I typically use on other coins. First off, it's an altcoin, so you're more likely to get stopped out. Second, the percentages of movement tend to be a lot higher because the market cap is lower. So if we do have a major dump, we're probably going to make more profit in terms of margin percentage. All right, so there is no need to go super risky with those. I know it seems like the payoff is super high, so you want to put a lot of risk into it. I kind of look at it a little bit differently. All right, now with Matic, we talked about it, but I am super bearish on Matic. All right, and I think for good reason. When we look at a lot of the other coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, they've had really long downtrends. Matic saw one downtrend at the beginning of the bear market, and for the majority of it, we were kind of actually bullish. Now, my whole theory behind that is that NFTs were still having some hype behind them. I would say they have a lot more influencer support. Logan Paul, whoever you want to talk about, all the NFT people. Trump, you can go down the list. But Matic, like I said, I'm not too well versed on it, but from what I can remember, Matic is tied to NFTs in some sort of way. I can't really tell you how, but that's like my layman excuse for why Matic is doing well. Now, as we proceed further into the bear market, I do believe that NFTs will start to see a significant drop off, and they already have, but like I said, they still retain some sort of significance with all the influencer support. But if we look at the macro here, it's just one gigantic ABC. And if Matic cannot get back above $1.05 and hold above it, this is a very bearish pattern on the macro. Considering the fact that we accompany that with a bearish pattern on, the micro in respective sense here. But it was a decent 1 hour, 2 hour time frame setup. We're starting to see some downside. Now, obviously, we would probably be looking to test this local low at first at 67 cents. But if we break below that, we're going to start seeing some significant drops here, coming down to 42 cents. If 42 cents breaks, we'll come down to 31 cents. And if we break 31 cents, this would probably be my ultimate target here of about 26 cents. Now, of course, if we form some sort of larger time frame ABC, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour setup during this period of time, to the short side, I am going to compound it. I'm going to take profit, enter in with a little bit more margin from the profit that was made, and then continue that trade because, once again, I'm overly bearish on Matic because of the current situation that's in terms of the chart setup. I don't care about the fundamentals or anything like that. I'm looking at the chart. What is the chart telling me? All right. We can do this to many other different coins, assets, United States market, 2008 financial crisis. If you would have just paid attention to what the psychology of the chart is showing you, you could forget all the fundamentals. I'm not saying that fundamentals are useless. Absolutely not. When you're talking about legitimate companies that have products that are selling, like Apple, AMD, Nvidia, I get it. All right, quotas, sales calls, all that kind of stuff, they do matter. But in terms of just bare bones, you can get away with the chart. Obviously, you're not going to make as much money with stocks if you're adjusting it in a chart, but you can do pretty damn well. So, all right, so BTC, once again, like I said, testing some local lows here. I hope the dump continues. Ethereum looks like it could come down a little bit more here over the past the next couple hours / day. Definitely retesting maybe this local low here at about 1149 might be an ideal situation. We're not too far away from the A position of the macro ABC here, so if we can get back above that, that could spell some good news for Ethereum. But as of right now, we're looking a little bit bearish. LTC had a pretty significant drop off. You would have gotten away if you took that first entry there. Once again, I rather prefer the larger macro if I have the option between the two, and they weren't too far away. Obviously, with these coins, you have a little more distance here. That was 13%. It's nothing really to scoff at. That is a good percentage, but I just rather have gone with the macro. Now, the next local low for LTC to hit, if it doesn't form any major support currently, would definitely be $48. You have some, medium support here around 53, and then some micro support here around 59. So I push down to 59, get a little bit of bounce. I hope it continues to fail and at least test $53. Like I said, I don't have any take profits currently on the board. All right, I don't know where I'm going to be taking profit. I need to let the market show me. So if we bottom out and we proceed to put in an uptrend, if that uptrend shows signs of resistance and weakness, I will take profit on the original shorts, enter the secondary shorts that are newly created, and hopefully continue the trend to the downside. Until then, I have no clue where this bottom can be. I'm not going to try to prejudge it or anything like that. I'm just going to go with the flow, see what happens. US 100 having a pullback. I think last time on stream we were talking about this area here of about 1100 as the local low support of this macro ABC position, and there was no real underlying support between 11,433 and 11,000. So seeing us back down at this level makes complete sense to me. I do think that we'll probably get a bounce here, but see going forward. SPY, we had a nice ABC top position. It doesn't, so the US 100 looks like it could bottom out soon, but the SPY definitely looks like it wants to go down a bit further here. Probably retest somewhere around 369, and then we can bottom out. XMR doing XMR things. We did have a little bit of an ABC that we did mark out before everything started dumping, but once again, I love XMR. I love to hold it. I love to trade it. Large macros, but I'm not a big leverage trader on it. And I used to try it in the past and make excuses for it, but XMR is one of the very few coins that have consistent volume on it, where people are constantly buying, constantly selling, and the candles just go everywhere. All right, it is, if you look at it from a distance, there is some rhyme or reason to what's happening. You can see the supports, you can see the resistances, but in terms of like playing in real time, there's just too much price movement to really make anything out of it. All right. Again, dark web is a powerful thing with people constantly selling to get their illegal money and people buying to buy their illegal things. There's constant volume. So I love to look at it, but it's nothing that I look to leverage trade personally. Algo absolutely dumping off a cliff. We had this macro ABC and it has not stopped then. There might have been a little bit of support momentarily. We did mark it out. I didn't try to play it, I believe. Maybe I took an entry on it. I don't remember. But it has been a non-stop dump of scrony. KDA moving to the downside. Exactly what we see. We've been talking about this position for probably about 2-3 weeks now. As we were coming up in this uptrend, I was saying, hey, I would really like it to top out for that to form kind of a B position off of this downtrend, and then most likely retest 78-79 cents and put in a lower low and then come back above it so that I can grab a long off of KDA. Now, if we break 16,300 again and stay below it, that definitely could spell that drop to 10K that we've been looking for on BTC for quite a while. So if that happens, if I get like any snifferoni of a drop down to 10K, I might just kind of hold off on what I do on KDA, because with that kind of movement on the larger coins, it could not, I don't really see KDA holding, the 71 cent, 78 cent region. So obviously the next local low of about what, 32 cents, 31 cents would most likely be what's trying to get hit there. We could see a possible dip below this level and not quite reach 31 cents. But if everything goes smoothly and we don't really like see a significant drop on Bitcoin or Ethereum, I'll definitely be looking to take this long position. I'm very bullish on KDA from a couple different standpoints. I'm not a moon boy. I'm not saying that this is the most awesome buy that you're ever going to have during the bear market, but I think it's a coin that has a lot of potential for the future and for the next bull market. And if I can look at the chart and say, okay, chart's selling, it's a decent buy right now. Doesn't mean that I'll hold it forever. If things go wrong, I'll back out of the trade. But it's proof of work. It's fast. You know, the whole blockchain trilemma thing. I do think there is some merit to it. Obviously, they got a lot of stuff to work on, but it looks like they're not trying to bring in a lot of hype during the bear market, which is a sign to me that KDA isn't really like as scammy as other coins. Coins that try to keep relevance during the bear market usually don't hold a lot of merit because they're making money off of money moving in and nothing really active being put out. KDA seems like they're trying to build the technology, kind of keeping hush hush on the back end, and then when everything's ready, they'll be ready for the next bull run. I like that from them. As well as that, one metric to always look at is, hold on, give me 1 second. Fish is being a little butthead. One second. While I'm grabbing water, I'm gonna do this. Here you go. Yeah, so I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a different approach to live streaming. I'm not gonna be overly obnoxious with it, but they do have like an insert ad button. I'm gonna test it out and I'm gonna see how much revenue that brings in. Like I said, I'm not gonna like just keep spamming it. All right, whenever like I'm going to the bathroom or grabbing something for fish, I'll click the button, and I'm sure it's like a 5-second skip type thing, and then you guys will be right back to it. But yeah, so one of the things that I look for with a lot of coins is what is the mining profitability during the bear market. Not everything is going to be profitable, and that doesn't mean that it sucks, but the things that are profitable during the bear market will hold relative attention, at least with miners. And where there's attention, there is consistent volume, supports are more willing to be held, and then when the bull market comes up, more people have access to it in their brains immediately. They go, okay, the bull market's coming, this altcoin is good, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. So if we look at ASIC miner value, we're gonna check out the current stats, and you can see Cadena is still the top profitable coin of the day. It has been pretty much all bear market. Even with Cadena being down at these price levels that are, you know, a fraction of what they were during the bull market, it is still amazing to see that it is doubling everything else. Now, the KA3 is definitely one of the most expensive miners on the market, so the fact that it's making $37 a day is not surprising, but some of these other miners have to be at least somewhat comparable in terms of price, and they are making a fraction of that. Even the miners that aren't necessarily amazing, like the KD Max here, $1.49 a day, if it's still profitable, people are still mining it. So definitely something to look at. Now you can always go to like you know, whattomine.com and look at what GPUs are doing. I wouldn't click on anything except for probably the 4090 right now. I'm very curious to see what the 4060 Ti does in terms of profitability versus power, because obviously the 3060 Ti was the most power efficient card, had the best profit margins versus overhead versus profit on the entire market. But right now, the only thing that seems to be profitable in the GPU market is the 4090. The only coins that are profitable right now really are Caspa, Ryo, and Conceal. So something to keep an eye on. But just a couple more things here. Dot dumping, XTZ dumping, AMD dumping. Dang it. Apple. We talked about this last week. All right. I don't know if you're into stocks. Maybe should be a little bit, just in case things go wrong. But Apple has not really given these positions very many times. Apple seems like it's going to be here for forever. Just putting it out there. I don't like Apple's stance on a lot of products. They do make products that are good from time to time. I'm a huge fan of the iPhone 13 mini. All right. I think it's a really good idea, but they decided to not make anymore because people want gigantic phones. All right. Trust me, I was there. I had the Samsung Fold. I had the Note 21 Ultra. I had the Nexus 6, all gigantic phones. I've grown out of that phase of my life. I just don't see the reason for it anymore. We have computer screens. We have iPads. We have all this stuff. Why do we need a tablet in our pocket? There's a rhyme and reason for it, but if you don't have a reason for it, why do you got it? You can watch a YouTube's videos biggers? Or other types of videos biggers? What other types of videos? Who knows? But Apple is going to be putting in a large time frame macro ABC. Last time that we did this was very long ago, and it would have been very profitable to get in on it. So even if we don't come down to this lower low here, we do have this one right here. Might be a chance to buy. ADA dumping off a cliff as well. XRP dumping off. XRP would have been definitely a good hold. It probably would have got you shaking in your boots a little bit here and there, but we've been in a bearish position ever since we came back below this high right here, about 40 cents. And if you had a decent stop loss, you wouldn't have gotten kicked out of it. Yeah, if you had anything above like a 2.2% stop loss, you wouldn't have been kicked out of this trade. And we have been cruising to the downside. Once again, it's all about the supports and resistances. If they don't get broken, there's no reason to be hesitant. So yes, during the sideways period, you probably would have been like, but what if you had a hedge position right here? It would have been fine. All right, obviously that hedge position got kicked out, but that's the price if you want that security in a trade. So XRP doing quite well off of its current ABC position, and I'm glad to see that. Obviously, coming back down and retesting these lows wouldn't be too far-fetched here. If we do put in a lower low, that could obviously be a macro hedge position to verse this short here. Let's go click on link. Link cruising on the downside. Looks like it could put in a possible ABC position here. And then testing this local low here at about 5.68 cents. $5.68 wouldn't be out of the question. Or maybe putting in a lower low off of $5.53 to form a more macro setup here. Let me make sure I'm not covering up any of the chart here. Oh yeah, definitely not covering up any of the chart. And DXY climbing back up. We had a larger ABC position. We did come back above that current local low. And now it looks like we're retesting this previous local low for a rejection. But if we get back above it and hold above it, we definitely could see some retests of some of these local highs. Obviously, the first target would be about 105, then 107, then 108. If we break through 108, we're probably going to cruise right back up, probably retest somewhere around here. So keep an eye out on that. Sol still, I wouldn't say quite dumping heavy, but we do have the availability of possibly putting in an ABC long position here. which it's not too far-fetched that we could bottom out. Like I said, BTC looks like it might want to have a retest to the upside. Ethereum, I think Ethereum might want to dump down a little bit lower, so there might be some room to the downside. US 100 has a little bit further to go. So I would say we have a little bit further to drop, but it looks like when we hit these supports across the board, the market would like to retest to the upside. Doesn't mean that it will stop the downtrend. It just means that momentarily we might see some sideways price action before a continuation in the drop. And that would conveniently probably end up like us retesting around 16,300, seeing a bottom. And then from there, the market might get a little bit bullish. We'll see where it goes from there. And ETC dropping off a cliff. It looks like we broke through a macro local low here, and probably going back down to retest $13.34 or $12.51, unless we can get back above $15.95. Then we could probably see some bullish price action come in. Otherwise, I probably would be expecting a further drop on ETC. And that's it. All right, that's all the coins on my checklist here. If you got anything else you want me to check, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and start saying hi to you guys. I just want to get everything out of the way so that it was all clear and concise, and that way everybody's caught up since we've had kind of a 4-day break, and although it has transpired over the past couple days. Johnny, what's going on, man? Prathish, Nuclea Gaming, what's going on? Upside Down Head, yo. Jay, whoop, happy Monday, man. Yeah, I'm going to the car dealership tomorrow, and I'm gonna be selling. My cousin decided he wanted to trade in his car, so we're gonna go do that. And since it's still in my name, I gotta be there for it. But getting some stuff done. I'm afraid it's not gonna go too smoothly because I filled in the information that I knew from when I last left him with the car, and unfortunately, some of it has not gone quite swell. Crack in the windshield, which happens. You know, you're on the highway, a rock flies up. You can't help that. It wasn't his fault, but the crack has spread, so that's probably gonna knock about $500 off the evaluation. Hopefully. I mean, I looked up the quotes, and I mean, $200 to $500 for a windshield for the E300 isn't out of the question. So if they try to take off $1,000 for a windshield, I'm gonna be so pissed. As well as that, he did get one of his key fobs stolen because someone stole his backpack, and the key fob was in the backpack. And those things can be pretty expensive. So I'm looking at probably like out of pocket, like $1,000 that I'm gonna have to help him with. There's a voice delay. Shoot, yeah, probably. Yeah, with the whole camera setup, I probably have to reconfigure it. I'm very sorry about that if it's disorienting. It's something that I'm gonna have to try to fix here. Let me try a little bit. Let me know if the audio goes all wonky. I'll test it for myself real quick. But I just took off about 30 milliseconds. Hopefully that lines up with the camera a little bit better. But we'll see. No, I'm not getting rid of my Benz. We're getting rid of his, because I sold mine to him and I bought a new one. But he's moving in February and he doesn't need the car anymore. So decided, hey, it'll save us both money, because it's been a little bit of a headache, but on my phone, just wonder if you stuck to them exclusively or if you had a strategy for yourself. It was combination. I've been using straight ABCs. Concept from trade time. The moment we get stuck on only one thing might cloud us to other options. Win love and keep doing what you're doing. Yes, but at the same time, there is a such thing as a boom bust trader, where a strategy that works out for quite a while might stop working just because of the way the market is. People move on to another concept and they don't hone in on the skill. For me, it's not about finding a strategy that works all the time. It's about finding a strategy that I can do all of the time. And if at the end of it, there is a totality of profit. And with ABCs, it does seem to be that way. Juan, hello, handsome. Thank you. Thank you. Give me that short squeeze to 20K. Well, I don't know about that. What's the funding rate looking like? I mean, the funding rate's not too out of the ordinary, so I don't see a short squeeze coming, to be honest with you. I mean, if we saw like a high negative funding rate on BTC and Ethereum, maybe we could see a short squeeze. I don't know if it would go all the way up to 20K, but it just doesn't seem likely to me. But still got longs open, so if it happens, it happens. I'm cruising some profit here. I think we're up about like $300 on unrealized profit. So I had this account at about $400. So once again, want to practice what I preach. I took some money out, put it in a cold storage wallet, and now we're up to 738. So sitting pretty. Go ahead and do some Wordle real quick. Here while I'm setting that up. Pop one of those. I would aim close to 1K that they'll take off the windshield. I hope not, man. I just don't want to pay out of pocket. My cousin doesn't have the money to do it, so I'm definitely going to have to front him the money for it. And that's going to suck. But it is what it is. Thoughts on Binance? Seemed like a good exchange to me. They've been around for quite a while. With that whole FTX thing, there's so many different, like, a lot of these sources you can't trust. Like one guy was like, get your coins off of Binance immediately without showing any proof whatsoever. I don't agree with their current actions of basically live streaming customer tickets. I think that's irresponsible. But in terms of the platform, I don't know. I don't use that often, but I would say I think they're going to be here for a while. I think they're going insolvent. Yeah, but who knows? Can we also draw the ABC from the last huge dump a few weeks ago and that low as the A, or is that too? Yeah, so I mean, we talked about that a little bit. So I was talking about putting in a lower low here, if that's what you're talking about. Or are you talking about like this right here? And then if we put in this as an A, this is a B, this is a C, we might have a possible B to C situation. All right, so that's the second option. This is the first option. All right. Whichever one you're referring to, I can see both outcomes as a possibility, but we'll have to see. As well as that, like, FTX was pretty big, and there might have, so put yourself in this shoe. All right, you have a lot of money on FTX. You like FTX. All of a sudden, this guy from Binance, CZ, comes over, starts trash talking your exchange, making people believe that there's a lot of shit going on with it. All of a sudden, you can't get your money out because of CZ. He did it. So a lot of people have this backwards mindset where they're not going to look at as Sam Bankman as the bad guy, the person that was defrauding, taking their exchange deposits and sending it to off-site trading firms. They're going to look at CZ as the bad guy, going, why'd you have to call him out? Now all my money's gone. Maybe he would have fixed the problem if you would have given him a little bit more time. Now they're attacking CZ because maybe they lost money. All right. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I can definitely see that happening with some people. So it's very difficult to take a lot of FUD from the internet, basically off of Twitter, with no shred of evidence and run with it. As always, if you lose money on an exchange, you are not entirely at fault, but there is some of your fault. I don't know how I was going to phrase that, but it is too damn easy to have a cold storage wallet. You do not need to order a ledger, a Trezor. You don't need any of these high-end password protected things. You could get a freaking flash drive, go on there, download the software, because all a cold storage wallet is software that is downloaded to hardware that interfaces with the ledgers and downloads information off of them. That's all it is. You can do that right now. Requires no money. You just need an internet connection and some sort of storage device. It could be a hard drive, SSD, flash drive, doesn't matter. M.2, it's up to you. So if you have your money on exchange and that exchange goes down, of course, you might have had, 10% of your money on there trading, but you should not have 100% on it unless you're about to sell 100%. So if it goes down, don't be blaming nobody else. Some people go, but I didn't have that option. I was staking all my coins for APY. First off, really? I never got the whole thing with that, to be honest with you. But hey, that's just me. Right, do some Wordle. Audio. Snake. Ooh. Shave. Ooh, no? There we go. Too good with it. I like to bask in these moments for a second because it's not every day that I'm that good at Wordle. It's only when I get lucky. So I just like to feel like I'm an absolute genius for a little bit. I always jinx myself too, because whenever I get lucky like that, I'm like, let's go do Wordle Unlimited and try it one more time because I'm feeling good. And I look like a bumbling fool afterwards. And all of a sudden, JK's nowhere to be found in chat. He's gonna pop up out of nowhere and start screaming at me again. You're like, I was talking to someone on the phone. I was screaming the word. They were very confused. Ocean Blue, what's going on? How's Fish doing? Love the cam. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very self-conscious of it because I've had a good camera for like the past 2.5, 3 years. So I got very used to how it looks. Like this is definitely a downgrade, but like I said, it just doesn't make sense to have a trace $1,000 camera for a crypto live stream. Just doesn't make sense. Anton said, can you make a video on that, please? You talking about putting together a cold storage wallet? I've already talked about it on BTC. There's so much to go into because every coin's individualized. But if you go to bitcoin.org and you go here to resources and you click on bitcoin.core or Bitcoin Core, you download Bitcoin Core, you install it. That is a wallet. Now you're going to have to download all of the ledger information, but you can create a wallet off of that program and then send your coins to it. That is a cold storage wallet. Dandy, what's going on? How you doing? Hello. Can you suggest a video where you can store BTC in hard drive as cold storage or tutorial, I mean? I don't know of a personal tutorial, but how to use Bitcoin Core. Yeah, if you type in how to use Bitcoin Core, you can click on Crypto Jar's video, probably a good one. Yeah, there's a bunch. Kite. Who is Kite? That's me. That's me, dude. He's got a whole website. How long has you joined? 2013. When did I join YouTube? 2011. Ha. Beat you to it. Beat you to it. The beard's getting a little bit long. I know. It's starting to like curl up around the bottom here. So I don't know. My nephew broke my trimmer, and I just don't want to go to Best Buy and buy the associated blades with it because they're stupid expensive for no reason. I'm just a lazy man. So sometime soon, I'm gonna hop on Livestream a baby face. It's gonna be clean shaven down to the skin, and I'm just gonna let it regrow back. Once again, because I have bad habits. I pick my beard all day. I'm stupid about it. I need to get a comb or something. So I got patches everywhere as well. So the mustache be getting too long. When I be eating food, it'd be swiffer in the food before it even hits my mouth. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, there's not much else. Market's doing pretty good in terms of the positions that we hold. It's still a little bit of a guessing game where we're gonna be going here. Until we break below 16.3K, I can't really say that we're gonna have a massive dump, but we're getting close. We're getting pretty close. Joe, what's going on? You know, nothing much, man. We absolutely killed it at Wordle today. Market's doing pretty good in terms of positions. Instead of Johnny on the spot, crypto on the spot, what about Johnny on the crypto? Or crypto on the Johnny? Or spot on the Johnny? You know, like that scene from Lord of the Rings? Well, not Lord of the Rings, but The Hobbit, where he goes into the mountain and like he's walking around like these gigantic piles of gold and the dragon's protecting it. I hope like we get to a point so technologically in the future where like that movie is remade and instead of like gold, it's just like hard drives of lost BTC wallets. and little Trezors and ledgers all laying around. Old laptops. So Kite, when do you take profit on the long? When new BTC long performs? Yes. So I mean, obviously on the smaller time frames, you know, maybe the 30-minute here, 15-minute, we do have this ABC long forming. Now, I'm currently at a loss on those long positions. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not. But I not on BTC, but I am on Ethereum. This ABC long position is too small of a time frame. If we did have an ABC A to a B to a C, then I would probably take profit on the BTC long at that point. But until then, no. I'm just gonna hold on to it, see what happens. Thank you, Onward. Appreciate that. Did I sneeze? I forgot if I sneezed. But if I did sneeze, thank you for the blessings, man. Appreciate it. It just happened so quickly. It's like a gunshot while you're sitting in a cookie store. A work buddy, oh. Why'd you leave the message? Is some like a work buddy I know lost his wallet. Oh, you just had to edit it. My work buddy lost wallet, phrase written on paper having 300. I'm sorry, that was a legitimate reaction. I almost threw up. That's disgusting. My eyes are watering. Oh, fuck. Like I was just reading the sentence and I was just threw up all over my desk. That was legitimate. That was not me playing it up for a reaction. That sucked. 320 Bitcoin. Oh. Oh, bro. I'm curious why I don't choose to take profit on positions like that are winning a lot. That's just the way that I do it. If the market's continuing to show signs of strength, there's no reason for me to hold on to a lower entry. And I prefer to have massive compounding. You know, taking a little bit of profit isn't really going to make a difference to me personally. With the ABC long being that far away, what I would probably do is probably move my stop loss up. Like you could do that. Like with it being this far away, I don't think necessarily having your stop loss at 3% anymore is like a great thing. But like right now with the short being as far as it is down, I'm still going to leave my stop loss at 3%. But I'll move the stop loss up here. But that's as much as I would do personally. Dude, I could walk into a room smothered in fish shit, all right, and not gag. I could walk into a landfill and not gag. The only thing that's ever made me gag is my sister's farts. All right, my sister Josie. She's a biological warfare weapon. I don't know what the hell she is. And apparently that, I didn't know that could make me want to throw up, but that just did. That is, man. Shouts out to your buddy. It takes a lot of mental fortitude, and I'm sure, like, I'm sure he thinks about it from time to time and gets sick to his stomach. But I mean, that's demoralizing. Like, not a lot of people would persevere through something like that, to be honest with you. That's tough. That's tough, man. I mean, hopefully he's got a good job. Hopefully he's doing good. You know, I know he's your work buddy, so I'm sure he makes a decent living if you're working at the same job. But man, that's rough. Kudos to your dude, man. And hopefully with that much Bitcoin, maybe he sold some of it already. Maybe he made a decent amount. I don't know. Really hoping. Just checking if you're long with ETH already. No. I mean, yes, but not off of the current long setup. I'm long off of a different setup. I've been long off of Ethereum ever since we went back above 1168. I got in when we went above that. Can you probably show an imaginary scenario when to take profit on the ETH trade? Are you talking about the short or the long? How much money do you think is needed to stop a day job? It all depends on the lifestyle that you want to live. If you would like to have, you know, a decent middle class income, I would say you need at least, like, you know, 5K disposable income per month after taxes. Well, not disposable income, but like just income. So probably somewhere around, like, I would say like 8K a month, and then obviously that becomes 5K after taxes. So you'd probably need somewhere around, you know, $160,000, $200,000, and being shown consistently that on average you're bringing in 10% a month on like a yearly basis. Because at that point you'll be bringing in $16,000 a month, and then you can take 8K out of it as payment for you, and then put the other 8K into the account to help compound the account. So I would say like $160,000 to $200,000 in a trading portfolio, and you have a strategy that's bringing in a consistent 10% a month at the minimum. You could have good months where you're bringing in 20%, all right, and then some months where you're bringing in 5%. And then those good months will offset the bad months, so it's on average. That's what I'm talking about. But if you want day trading as a day job, you probably need a lot more money than that. Like, that's the bare minimum if everything is working out perfectly. But you probably need some extra money that you're throwing in, like IRAs, you know, that are just recurring interest, you know, other stuff as well. But pure trading, I would say 160K, 200K. That's the whole thing. Like, for a lot of people, I don't think like a lot of people are probably getting to the point where like they are day trading purely. It's probably going to be more like supplemental income, but that's still good. Like, let's say you got like, you know, $40,000 in an account, and you're bringing in, you know, 4K a month. You can take out $1,000 a month and still have the 3K that are going towards building a better portfolio. Maybe you'll reach that point someday. You know, and $1,000 a month extra can help a lot of people. So All right, guys. We're hitting the 1 hour mark here. You've covered pretty much all the price action down the list and absolutely destroyed Wordle today. So glad to be back. A little bit of a break. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Personally, like I hope it dumps off a cliff. Like I just want to get the 10K number over with and see if it holds. And we can move forward into the future. But obviously that's probably not going to be likely. We're going to have to move a little bit sideways, get a whole bunch of people trapped up in long positions, and then throw it down to the downside, or get a whole bunch of people trapped in short positions, and then throw it up to the upside, and then down. I don't know, dude. One can only guess. No one can ever know. But oh yeah, 10% a month is difficult. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would say like that's the best case scenario. But it's on average. I'm not saying that you're gonna make 10% every month. I'm just saying that like on average you would need to make 10% per month. You can have good months, bad months, all that good stuff. But the average. But Trevor, see you, buddy. Harvey, see you tomorrow. Lazar, see ya. Jeff, have a great evening. You as well. Demo, alrighty, Kite, bye. Bye to you as well. All right, let's go and do the thing. I'll see you guys. Oh, I did it again. No! How do I fix it? Likewise. Transform. Rotate. There we go. Bye!